Time for some value overload. Listen, Marquee Fuel to Live, Warner checking in. And listen, I just want to take a little bit of time. I won't be long at all, but I will be strong. I want to share some information with you that I learned not too long ago. But if you take this information heart attack serious, I know for a fact that you'll see a transformation in your life once you apply it. Now, we have to understand that knowledge itself is not power, but the application of knowledge will lead to so much power. All right. So in this video, I want to talk about 10 things that wealthy people don't want you to know. All right. So let's start off with number one, because I'm just going to dive right into this information. All right. Number one, the number one thing. Now, this is not in any specific order. This is just 10 things, and there are so many, but these are 10 things that they don't want you to know. But if you apply this information, you will experience wealth in your life. Okay. So number one, first thing that wealthy people don't want you to know is that they have a mentor. They have a mentor, meaning every wealthy person that you know or have heard of, okay, they have someone that they were following. Now in school, they told us that copying is bad. All right, if you copy your classmate in school, you get slapped on the wrist, you might fail that class. But in life, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. And it's weird because it's the opposite of what we were taught in school, right? I get it. So you're supposed to find somebody who's doing what you want to do, find somebody who has the results that you have, and copy them, right? So you're going to have to remove ego. You're going to have to get out of your own way and be willing to, and sometimes, trust a stranger. So again, number one, wealthy people, they have a mentor. Now that leads me right into the second thing. All right, when we talk about number two, the second thing that wealthy people don't want you to know is that they maintain a high teachability index. High teachability index. So what does that mean? That means that one, they are always willing to learn. Always willing to learn. Okay? Because if you know everything, then you can't learn anything else. So the minute you decide that you know it all, you have no more room to learn anything else. So they maintain a high teachability, but within that teachability index, that also means that they maintain a high willingness to change. Yes, wealthy people embrace change. They're willing to change. Even when everything seems to be going their way, they know how to embrace change because they know the power of when something changed about different results. Okay? So that's the number two. Wealthy people maintain high teachability index. They're willing to learn, always a student, and they're willing to accept change. Okay? It's important. So number three is wealthy people are willing to sacrifice. They're willing to sacrifice. And this is so powerful because this means that wealthy people are willing to do what most people will not. Right? So there's a saying. It says, in order for you to achieve something that you've never had, you have to be willing to do something that you've never done. So wealthy people are willing to do what most people are not willing to do, which is why only 5% of the world is wealthy. 95% of the world works for the 5% because that 5% is willing to do things that 95% is not. Whether that means stop drinking, stop smoking, stop hanging around people who don't have the results, stop asking people who don't qualify how to. I mean, there are just a list of things that wealthy people are willing to do. You know, wealthy people are willing to invest. Poor people are not. Wealthy people understand the power of patience, right? Patience is an attribute to the wealthy. It's an asset. But for poor people, patience is a liability. Like they can't afford to wait. They don't have time. So this is important. So again, the third thing that wealthy people don't want you to know, they are willing to sacrifice. Whatever it takes is what it's going to take, and they're willing. They're willing. They're willing to cut things, people, events, whatever. They're willing to do what it takes to get to the next level. So I hope that makes sense to you. All right. Number 4. The fourth thing that wealthy people don't want you to know is fuck fear. They don't operate out of fear. So fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Fear is something that is not even real, hasn't even occurred yet, right? Don't get me wrong. Danger is very real. It could be very dangerous if you don't pay your rent in the next 30 days. It could be dangerous if you don't take care of that oil change. It could be dangerous if you don't do what's necessary. I get that. So danger is very real. But fear is you painting this picture of something that has not happened and you let it affect you today. This is something that may happen in the future, but you let it affect you in your present. And you no longer have a present. It's no longer a gift. Today is just worry and stressful. All right. So wealthy people, they don't operate out of fear. All right. They don't let fear hold them back. And this is so important. They don't operate out of doubt. Right. They say an ounce of doubt and you're out. Right. They don't operate out of doubt. So that's important. So that leads me into number 5. The 5th thing that wealthy people don't want you to know. What is that? Belief. Man, wealthy people have high belief. At minimum, they have high belief in themselves. At minimum. So for some reason, you don't believe in this opportunity. You don't believe in that opportunity. You don't believe that you're going to get that promotion at your job. You don't believe that you're going to get that woman of your dreams or that man of your dreams. For some reason, at minimum, you need to learn how to believe in yourself, because wealthy people, they believe in themselves. They're always willing to bet on themselves, right? High belief. High belief is so important. Okay, let's go into number 6. All right, now number 6 is important. Number 6 is important, and I hope you're hearing me. Why? Number 6 talks about the balance scale. Wealthy people understand the balance scale. What am I talking about? Well, let me explain to you. They understand that success is spiritual. Again, I just told you number 5 was that they have high belief. So when I say success is spiritual, that means that 90%, 90 to 99%, right? 90 to 99% of success is spiritual. It's in the untouchable realm, meaning you can't see, touch, none of that, right? Nothing physical. 90%, 90 to 99% of success, of wealth, is mental, is spiritual, is belief. It's in the thought realm, meaning you have to believe that you can be wealthy. You have to believe that you can achieve your goals at your career, your job. You have to believe that you can help 10,000 people make $1,000 a month. You have to believe that. And majority of that, again, when we talk about the balance scale, is in the 99%. It's in the belief side. That means that only 10, right? 1 to 10% is the physical side. So wealthy people don't want you to know that. So you're thinking, oh, Len, let me work hard. Let me do all these things. I have to do everything so perfect. I have to know exactly how, when I'm going to be there and how I'm going to do this and how many blah, 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 blah. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's not important, because you need 100% to achieve wealth. You need 100% to achieve your goals. You need 100% to be successful. Just understand the balance scale, that most of it is in the 90%. Most of it is your belief. So the how, the what, the how-tos, the plans, that's 1 to 10%. That's so important. I'm telling you, these are the things that they don't want you to know. These are the things that if you don't apply them is going to keep you broke. All right? So number 7, the number 7 thing that wealthy people don't want you to know. Wealthy people are not afraid to fail. Wow. They're not afraid to fail. As a matter of fact, wealthy people look forward to failing fast and failing often. They're willing to take risks because they know that without the risk, there is no reward. Now, if you're thinking, no, I don't want to take risk. I can't take risk. I can't afford to take risk. When you get up in the morning and you get out that bed, risk is starting. The minute you leave your house is risky. Seriously. The minute you get in your car is risky. So you can't avoid risk. So therefore, learn to take more risk. Learn to take more risk. I remember I asked my mentor one day, I said, hey, why do you have to be so wealthy? Why are you so worried about accumulating more and attracting more and more wealth, especially when you are wealthy? Like, you have a lot of money. You have a great family. You have beautiful children, beautiful home. Why do you need more? And he told me, he says, because I like to take risks. He also said he loves helping people. And we'll come back to that later. But wealthy people are not afraid to fail. All right? They're not afraid to get uncomfortable. They're not afraid to be in their uncomfort zone because they know that's where the growth is. There's no growth in your comfort zone. If you go to the gym every day and you use the same weight every single day, right? You use the same weight to pump, there's not going to be much growth there. You get comfortable. It gets easy. You have something called muscle memory to where it's very easy to do that curl. It's very easy to pump that iron, but there's no growth. So you need to get uncomfortable. You need a little bit of shake. You need a little bit of stress. So you have to understand that, because wealthy people understand this, that there's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be limitations. As a matter of fact, right when you accept an opportunity, right when you decide, you know what, let me take advantage of this opportunity, is usually when the obstacles show up. This is so important. I hope somebody's getting this, right? But they're not afraid to fail. They're not afraid to hear no, because they know that no's build character and yeses build their bank account. So they're going to go through the no's just for the yeses. A wealthy person is not afraid to hear no 9 times just to hear that one yes. And this is what separates them from the broke people, because poor people hear no one time and that's it. They quit. They hear no one time and all their dreams are crushed. So this is so important. I hope that makes sense to you. All right. So number 7, not afraid to fail. Okay. Now, number 8, this is important. This is so important because I need you to get this. Number 8, wealthy people do not want you to know. All right. Wealthy people understand, at minimum, the basics of universal law, meaning natural law, things that are happening around you, whether you want to accept it or not, it's happening. So what do I mean? Let's talk about gravity, for instance, right? I got this hair bow. When I let go of this hair bow, which way is it going? It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you believe, because whether you believe it or not, it's going down. Well, guess what? That's how universal law works too. There are things happening around you that you can actually use to your favor, right? Like some people use gravity to their favor, right? Some people supply a whole village with water just from the gravity alone, right? That's already happening. So let's talk about one. Universal law, giving and receiving. Wealthy people understand the law of giving and receiving. They understand that what they put out, they will receive. They understand, if you are a Christian, right? If you read the Bible, now I'm no saint. I'll never claim to be a saint. But I understand that the Bible is so powerful when it comes to universal aspect, as is most religious text, okay? But it says to be great, you have to learn to serve the masses. Service to many leads to greatness. Wealthy people understand that. So they look for opportunities to serve more people, whether it be with words, whether it be with products, whether it be with services, it doesn't matter. Service to many leads to greatness. What you put out, you will receive. Another universal law is called the law of attraction, which most people are familiar with. They don't know anything about the other laws, but they like law of attraction, right? Which means your thoughts are things. What you think about, you attract into your lifestyle. Again, success is 90 to 90% mental. So wealthy people understand this. And these are things that they don't want you to know. All right, so let's go into number 9. Number 9, the 9th thing that wealthy people don't want you to know. Balance is key. They understand the importance of a balanced lifestyle. Not everything is work, grind. Spend time with some friends. Spend time with some family, right? Spend time working on yourself. As a matter of fact, wealthy people understand this. They work harder on themselves than they do on their job. Well, first of all, most wealthy people don't work a job, but they work harder on themselves than they do on their businesses. Themselves are important. And we're going to talk about that in number 10. But they understand the importance of balance, a healthy lifestyle, working out. Most wealthy people, they find time to walk around the neighborhood. They have gym memberships. They're going to walk on a treadmill at minimum. They're going to walk. They're going to get that heart pumping, because if you don't feel good, you can't do good. Health is wealth, right? You only have one of these vessels that we're traveling through this lifetime with. So you want to make sure that this vessel is elite, because the spiritual being inside of that vessel is elite. So you want to make sure you take care of this vessel, all right? Health is wealth. If you don't feel good, you can't do good. And then the last thing, the 10th thing that wealthy people don't want you to know. Are you ready for this? I hope so. They understand that you can't save the poor by becoming one of them. Woo! No, he didn't. Yes, he did. Listen to what I'm saying. You can't save the poor by becoming one of them. Get rich and you can help more people. It's just the way it is. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't have to have money to help people, right? It doesn't take money to help an old lady walk across the street. It doesn't take money, this is old school, right, to put your jacket down on a puddle for a young lady to walk over it. It doesn't take money for that. But understand what I'm saying. You can't help the poor by becoming one of them. So what am I saying? Wealthy people understand that they have to get selfish. Now, some people are here selfish, right? The broke mindset are here selfish and be like, oh, they're all about themselves. Listen, I strongly doubt that you can find a wealthy person right now on Google who doesn't give. This is a fact. They give something, whether you like them or not, or agree with them or not. If you go through their history, they got some charity they support that they started, or something where they've given back. This is important. But at the same time, they had to be selfish at some point, meaning they had to get themselves to a certain point to where they can help the rest. Right? So we talked about wealthy people understanding that they're going to go through obstacles. When you're riding a plane, if you've never ridden in a plane before, you won't understand this. But when you're in a plane, generally, right when you take off, it's a little rough. All right? The plane takes off, it picks up speed, it inclines, and then it gets a little rough. Sometimes you might even experience some turbulence. So the captain will tell you, right? He said, look, you're going to experience a little bit of turbulence before you get to a comfortable altitude. Wealthy people understand that in life, you're going to experience a little bit of shake. You're going to experience a little bit of kickback before you get comfortable. And even when you get comfortable, you're going to be looking for opportunities to get uncomfortable, because that's where the growth is. So here's what I'm saying. When you're in this plane and you're experiencing turbulence, and let's say it's so bad to where the oxygen mask, they drop down. What do they tell you in the beginning? They tell you to secure your own mask before you help the person next to you. This is so important. I hope this is clicking for somebody. I know it's clicking for you, but I hope it's clicking for someone else, right? So you have to learn to get more selfish. Take care of yourself. And the better you are, the more you can help other people. All right? So with that, that's 10 things that wealthy people don't want you to know. But now you know. But guess what? Knowledge itself is not power. So you have to actually apply this information that I just shared with you for you to actually see a change in your life. But just hearing it, you just know some more information. But to know and not do is not to know. So that being said, guys, I love you. I really hope this information helped at least 3 people, got some value from this. If so, you already know my goal is to help 3 people a day. So I'm a third of the way there if one person got some value from this. Other than that, apply this information. Let's create some change in your life. And I will see you at the bank or the beach. Peace.